Hello everybody and welcome back to Forever and Ever, the Killie Fans podcast. It's episode number 10 of season 4 and we're coming to you live from Limelight Studios in Irvine, the glorious surroundings of. My name's Paul Montgomery and I'm joined by my co-host, looking resplendent and Fred Perry. It's Callum Michael Scott, alright man?
You should dropped my middle name there after who we just played at the weekend.
Alright, what's that going to do with anything? Pick a side.
Exactly, so nah, I'm good man, how are you? You're scunning after your day.
Do you know what?
Things.
I've had such a positive few days. Got our bathroom done up. Big shout out to Fraser Cairns. FJC, unbelievable job he's done. My wife taking up rollerblading.
Oh, I noticed that. I meant to ask you about that.
Got her rollerblades for our 5th wedding anniversary.
Why?
Because she said she'd liked them when she was young, and she wanted to start it back up again. I thought she would never buy them for herself. So I bought her nice rollerblades and she's loving life.
I'm sure John can rollerblade.
Aye, well,
John can do everything.
John can do anything, obviously. So I was on a high and then that fit by yesterday. It's upset me.
Upsetting.
So we'll need to talk about that. Is that alright?
Aye, we'll have to address the 30 plus questions that we've got.
Aye,
37 or something.
Nearly 40, man. So we'll obviously need to talk about the Celtic game yesterday, a 2-1 defeat at Rugby Park. We've got a big game on Friday night against St Mirren, which I'm excited about, under the lights in Friday's Scottish League Cup quarter final. We'll talk about that. Plenty of questions to get through, as Cal says on the X. All roads lead to Killie. We've got Allan's Gripe of the week.
And there's been no real retort to that?
No, so maybe the people are changing.
Aye, he's won.
The battle is won. Aye, and just whatever else we end up chatting about.
Plenty there. Aye, there was something I just wanted to get off my chest before that's non-football related.
Alright, okay.
I was thinking about, do you ever shop in the top Tesco in the town?
I try to avoid it. I don't rate it.
There's something strange about it.
Aye.
Like, so I've started in my way home for work on a Monday for Allan, so I came off at the first.
Handy, the Finnick turn off.
Gone to the Q8 and all that, and had to pick up a few things. I've done it the last few weeks. Just something really unsettling about it, man.
Aye.
Don't recognise them doing it. Although I met one person that I can, but as you go to the Tesco in the town, you bump into everybody. There's just something really off about it, man. And I was wondering if anybody else shares the same vibes as me.
Well, I was meet somebody in it, but I'm for that part of the town.
Tap end, didn't you?
But it's never been. It's William Lowe's. It used to be called William Lowe's back before Tesco just took over all the supermarkets. There was a supermarket called William Lowe.
Right.
A red sign with a white up. In fact, I've still got a plastic bag for William Lowe's up my mum's loft, which I'm going to donate
show and tell next week
to Kelvin Grove Museum. But but it's never been the same. But that bit of the town's weird now. It was good when it had the Waldens and all that and the Woodgrove and everything, but so other place.
Howard
Park Hotel.
Aye, but no, there's just something really unsettling about it, so I was wondering if they'll share the vibes, man. Aye. So I'm thinking about avoiding it at all costs.
Right, okay, well, let us know.
Although I did meet a good fan of the pod on it, David Hamilton, and I spoke to him, but he's the only familiar face I've seen. Right,
okay, well, look out for Cal if you're ever in the tap Tesco. He's feeling a wee bit lonely in there. Right, fit by yesterday, 2-1 defeat to Celtic. Obviously all the controversy at the end of the game, we'll get to that, but what was your take, man? We were exchanging texts before it. I wasn't very keen on the 5 across the middle. I thought it looked very, very kind of lightweight, and I was a wee bit worried about that. In the main, I thought we performed really, really well. Certainly made a game of it right to the very end. Very close to getting a point, which would have been very, very welcome, obviously, given the opposition. What was your take on the whole experience, mate?
If I'm speaking honestly, I've went on to eat my words because of the way that we then approached the game after we'd equalised. But I'm not going to lie, I was kind of kicking myself a wee bit. Well, when I thought we would have come right out the traps against them. I thought that we were a bit too standoffish, and I thought that on the ball we were quite poor. We were really relying on set pieces, and I think that's where our main threat came from. I just think that we maybe gave Celtic a bit, but this is me pre what happened, too much respect, and I was thinking they're no good, and then when they scored I was a bit like, we've let this one get away for us. But the minute when David Watson equalised, the approach for then on was, there was only one team got to win the game. And ironically, when the fourth official held up the 3-minute board, I goes, I don't know if that's enough time for us to go and win this. That's how that was my take. Thought there was only one team got to do it, but it's evident that was the game plan. Like, so for Kettlewell's point of view and the players, they executed it perfectly. It's just no initially how I would have thought we would have went about the game, but it came to fruition, and we're so unlucky, obviously, not to get a point out of it, and potentially 3. So if I could sum it up, I thought we were pretty decent for about 65, 70 minutes, but I thought we were excellent for 20 minutes, like as good as we have been against either side of the Old Firm for a while. Particularly in that 20-minute spell, because that's the main thing that was standing out to me, is that I've seen us approach games a lot better, and I've seen us you never really dominate games against them, you know what I mean? But I just thought in possession we were really poor, and nothing was sticking. But every set piece we were getting the first touch in their box, but nothing was falling. We were an inch or two off getting on the end of things. But I thought that again, for set pieces we looked a real threat, but I thought in the main and open play, particularly first half and probably half of the second half, I didn't think we were 100% at it, to be honest.
What do you think of the wide men?
What, the wing backs?
Aye.
So I think, well, therein lied my but the thing is, it wasn't an issue, because it came, like, again, the game plan paid off, because it was to stay in the game as long as we could, and then really we sucker punched them and then went for it. So we're unlucky not to come out with 3 points. I thought that Thompson was brilliant, and I thought that Brown, for his first game, I thought done pretty well but towards the end, the Celtic left winger, I thought was really kind of starting to get the better of him. Maybe skinning him is maybe more than I would have liked, but I thought that overall for his first game, I mean, that must be the first game of football he's played in months when you look at it that way, thrown in and against the guy that ends up getting man of the match. But I thought Thompson was excellent. Aye,
I would agree with that kind of analysis, mate. I didn't think that the Brown, I thought I started a wee bit shaky, grew really into the game and then fell back out it, but again, it's a fitness thing. So I think he looks like he'll be perfectly serviceable, especially as maybe a backup. So please with him, and I agree. I thought Thompson on the left did a really good game. Would you make him McKenzie? He was obviously a bit of a surprise starter. We looked a bit light on the bench yesterday for the first time, but given the performance, it kind of bodes quite well, I thought. What did you think of McKenzie?
It's funny, because I said the exact same to Flecky. I go, it's one of the first games that you've no automatic way at the bench and thought, right, I would do this, I would do that, because it was. But the irony is that I thought all the subs done really well when they came on as well. Thought Rory grew into the game, but again, he was asked to do a certain role, because I thought a lot of the time that their right back or their right mid was always in that space where I thought he should have been, but he was getting sucked into the middle of the park all the time. But he was evidently been told to do that. But I just thought that there was always a spare man out wide when Celtic eventually worked it across. But that was what we were trying to get them to do, was for them to get the ball wide and cross in and us defend their box. But I thought Rory done well again to be kind of thrown in, I suppose. And I agree with you. I thought the team on paper looked a bit lightweight, but we were excellent to man. And I mean, how hard that they all worked, and particularly Davy Watson, I thought that's his best game for.
I think Watson's back and firing to the levels that he'd reached 2 years ago. Like when he won the Young Player of the Year. To me, he just looks completely at it, very, very fit. And obviously his goal's tremendous. He only scores good goals, you know what I mean, for us. I can't think of one.
As good as a header I've seen, by the way.
It's the determination to get it, mate. And like No, just every player can do that. You know what I mean? The absolute, that's a great cross, to be fair to Killie.
Killie's delivery for the
tremendous
corners were brilliant.
But the timing of it, and to get up and finish it like that was tremendous, and so symptomatic of his game, mate. Very, very impressed with him. I hope to God we can get a contract down and sign, man, and try and get some money in for him, because it's just, I've just got a bad feeling now, because he was up there a couple of years ago and we never sold, and then last year when you've still got that maybe 2 year buffer, he kind of went down a level, and there's maybe no bids coming in now. It feels like there's a bit of momentum again. There's going to be maybe a bid comes in January and it's going to be a pinch somebody gets him for. But we obviously love him, mate. We've talked about it for years, but I thought he's right back to his best. Very, very, very at it, and the type of player you could almost see playing for a Celtic now. I thought yesterday he didn't look overawed by anybody in their midfield, I didn't think, man.
No, he was excellent, and it was brilliant to see him score that header, because how often have we said how good he actually is in there in the middle of the park. His leap is unbelievable, and it was just what a header it was, man, just the way he canned that into the back of the net. But again, just to reiterate, in case it sounded like I was being negative, because I understand now in the fullness of time that was the approach phase, and that we were deliberately sitting back and kind of soaking up pressure. And I don't think Celtic created it. Wasn't like
No.
had all these like Ken had the game of his life or anything like that. Whatever was asked him, he was there to collect and end it. But I just thought that for a period, I was like, it's more so just how bad I thought Celtic were. That was like they're really there to be got at, and we really did get after them when we equalised. But I think the subs coming on, I mean Watkins again. I thought Watkins was excellent. Hunter's running in him, determination, and even we would always slag Earth clubs for it, but even he was getting the crowd going and all that. Ken he won a corner and he's up at the crowd, and you're just like, brilliant, great to see that. And it's good to see because you're worried a wee bit about Marley, thinking is that him in his way out? Is like Ken, he's getting most of his teammates have all left him and all that, but he looks to be buying right into it now. And for me, I think he's one that I would be thrown in to potentially start next week. Well, Friday night.
I think Hunter's a credit for the manager. I think he spoke great after the game, which we'll get on to next. But you're right. Like, fooled me. I thought, I'm not keen on that team, but managed the game beautifully, man, and stayed in the game, and then with a real threat with the last 25 minutes to go. And that to me is a perfect game plan at home to the Old Firm. I know you would love to see them go after them and pile it all down, a bit like when we were 2-0 up against Rangers, whether that was February or whatever it was. And get right after. Of course you want to see that, but I think Kettlewell deserves all the credit in the world, and very, very unlucky to end up in the losing side yesterday.
I thought we looked so much fitter than them.
Aye.
Pretty, I'm not surprised. I don't know whether it was just an element of fitness or how spooked that they were after we scored, but again, I just couldn't believe that.
Loads of energy.
The momentum change for there was unbelievable, and I was thinking there's only one team that's got to win this, but unfortunately for us,
didn't turn it that way. What about Dackers and Daniels? What's your vibe on that? I think we've got questions on this stuff, but we maybe have answered it in the meantime. So what's your feeling now? That seems to be the pair that he's going to go with up front.
I think that to go back to I think what we said maybe 2 weeks ago about the system, I just don't think that it works when it's the two of them. I think that when we eventually do get the ball forward, particularly against a team like Celtic, who's the biggest test that we've had to play so far, the biggest test you will get in the league, we just don't get enough bodies up close to them, and it's really a kind of thankless task, and you end up 2 guys on 4 or 5 because midfield aren't maybe getting up in time. But I think that when Anderson and Watkins come on, Dackers even went up a level. I thought again at times maybe looked frustrating for certain folk, but I thought that's as good as he's been in the air for us all season. I thought he won everything. Like he had 5, 6, 7 flick-ons, and he obviously wins a flick-on for Watkins that eventually leads to the corner that we get when we equalise. I thought Daniels though, just again it's one of them. It didn't do an awful lot, did he? Had a couple of nice wee touches, but I thought it was a kind of thankless task for the two of them at times, because I just didn't think they were getting anybody else up with them, because the wing backs were too busy being focused on other defensive duties and weren't getting up close. But I think that we'll probably all see a change in Friday with the two of them. I don't think the two of them will start together. That's just my gut instinct. I think
on they two, Daniels has obviously got the goals to back up why he's in the team, but I can't say I'm massively enamoured with his all-round play. I thought when especially the home game against Livingston, I thought, right, this guy's at it, man. He's busy, he's like involved in everything. I can't really think of anything that he's been involved in since, other than the goals that he's scored, which he gets all the credit for. Whereas Dackers, on the other hand, I think has been involved in the games, shows obviously frustrating. Again, he plays for Killie. He's not going to come down here and start plucking boys out and turning guys and scoring for 30 yards. It's not going to happen. He's obviously got deficiencies in his game, but I think there's plenty to work with there. But I just don't see him scoring hundreds of goals either. So I can see why the two of them play, but I don't think that will be again, as I've already stated, I really think in a month's time
it'll be a different team.
There'll be 3 or 4 players that are in that, or will be in that team that haven't been in it. And I especially with Watkins starting to show a wee bit again, maybe Watkins and Dackers up front would maybe be worth a lot. But again, I thought Anderson looked busy enough, so I'm reasonably pleased with the options, man, to be honest with you. I think they've all got something to offer.
The big thing for me was when we taken off Stanger and brought in Watkins, so we ditched the 3 centre-halves, went 4 at the back, with the kind of 3 up front, which were 3 strikers, which is something that Motherwell actually used to play, but that was more so under Alexander, I think, actually. But I thought we looked miles better. I just thought, again, it's easy though, because that's us going to kind of chase the game.
Aye, the game's a bit ragged and all that. Mm-hmm.
But I think that I just think at times, as we've said all season, with the system, I just don't think that it works a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. And I think for where our shortcomings have been, you know, obviously trying to create more chances, and I think that's been evident with that, is that we just don't get enough bodies forward because we've got no width whatsoever, because a lot of the time the wing backs are full backs, as you just touched on. So I thought we looked a lot better when we went to a back four as well.
Aye, I think we'll end up playing a back four. I've got nothing to back that up other than my own meanderings, but I just wonder if he knows which two centre halves he would trust to play as a two. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Anyway, gets to the 93rd minute, ball breaks through in the box, shot comes in, I think it's James Forrest that hits it, deflects up half D's, hits Mail's hand, referee sees it, doesn't get a penalty, VAR shouts him, goes out of the screen, penalty. All the conversation has been run about that. What's your take on it, and how do you feel?
It just gets worse as every time you look at it now, because I think that to be honest, the biggest issue for me is that nobody knows the rules, and I don't just mean us. That's not a dig at fans. I mean players, managers, because there's different things been communicated all across the board here. The other year there, anything that brushed your hand was a penalty, and then they really went back on that. I mean, we found it the hard way with a couple of things. Alistair Johnson one, when the 2-1 game that we end up winning, throws himself on the deck and blocks and Daba's shot. Definitely hits him in the arm, but it's the t-shirt line and all that. But completely out of control, diving down, no penalty, no red card. Obviously a couple other instances, but with that there, if that's at the other end, I probably am screaming for it, because it definitely hits him in the arm. It definitely does. So, but with all these rule changes and that about the close proximity, and the key one being the deflection, the ricochet, what's he supposed to do? I mean, and it's no getting in. It's going in for a shy.
That was the big change for me. When I first seen the replay, I went, oh, that's getting in, I get it. And then I went, it's no getting in.
It's no, man. It's that angle for the left of the chat, and you're like, that's going miles away. It's nowhere near getting in the back of the net. And you're just thinking, so even, I still think it would be harsh even if it was getting in, because what is he supposed to do? Yep. But if it's denying, like, the ball hit the back of the net, you can maybe understand some. But it's not even close to getting in. So I just think it's pish, man. It's deeply frustrating and a real sucker punch. And what even got me was is a daft thing, because I think the game's over the minute they score the penalty, but Beaton even calls the game early, because they get that corner with 30 seconds still to go in the clock, never mind with stoppages. But by the time that the penalty goes about, that's the last kick of the ball. We don't even get the chance to lump the ball up to see what happens. Just really felt it was a horrible one, and it's the same old story, and you hate to sit here and come on and greet about refs and all the big bad old firm and Rangers and Celtic getting all the decisions and that. But with that there, you're just like, and we'll have questions there. It begs the question, at the other end, do we get that? I don't think we do.
Aye. It's boring, innit?
Aye, because that's it.
It's boring.
We really had a rant with the Joe Wright one in the semi-final, wasn't it?
It's just boring. It's just like so boring, I think. I'm honestly just fed up with it. Like, I said that on the chat to all you yesterday. I'm like, I'm not even annoyed at that anymore. I'm just confused and really sick of it. It's just like, nobody, like you say, mate, I don't know, you don't know, Celtic fans behind the goals don't know, the players don't know. The only thing that's annoyed me a wee bit, not so much the instant, because the referee sees it in real time and doesn't get a penalty, right? So go with that decision, because it took, so nobody can decide. We're talking about now, a million folk are talking about it, and still nobody knows. So just go with the decision you made then. Don't bring the game back. But they bring it back, the pantomime starts. Beaton's never going to go against his pal. In the 94th minute, in front of that Chadwick Storm with 4,000 Celtic fans in it. He's a human being. He's caught up in it. Of course he is. They're no strong enough, these refs. We know that anyway. And then you go on and folk are talking about it. And the thing that I'm annoyed at slightly is, like, Celtic fans totally backing it. No. Totally on board. It's a Stonewall penalty. Oh, yeah. And it's like, but next week it'll be against them. Aye. Wait to the Champions League, the Europa League. And it'll be against them.
Aye.
There'll be a game, whoever they're playing, I don't know who they're playing. And something will happen, and it'll be them, and then they'll be greeting about it then. And it's like, as football fans, Celtic, Rangers, Killie, Auchinleck, we've all got to come together and go, enough, man. Has VAR made our game better?
Absolutely
no. So I think you've got to be. I think everybody's got to stop being so entrenched because it's their team. We get it. You want your team to win. You want the decision to go in your favour. Celtic got that big moment yesterday. It looked brilliant. They're all going mental. Great, man. But in the cold light of day, Celtic fans have got to be man enough or woman enough to go, it's not really how we want penalties to begin in the game, though, is it? Because it'll screw them in a few weeks' time, and then they'll be moaning, oh, look at this, and it's what about it? Oh, but I bet this one. But look at that one. And apparently, folk casting up their goal, which was a throw into Killie. I mean, that's no cool. Haha, what are you doing, slowing down a replay, or shy? It's like, right, well, it's the same thing because it leads to a moment which turns into a goal 20 seconds later, same as that penalty. I just think football fans, honestly, I'm appealing to everybody, whatever team you support, is like, can we affect change here? Because the bottom line is, VAR hasn't made Scottish football better. That's it. There's no ifs, buts or maybes there. And there is a place for it. But see all this, taking it into the 15th angle and slowing it down even, mate, like, why are we doing that? Surely we're better off in the boozer after the game going, I thought that was a penalty, I didn't think it was, and get on with it. Like you said, mate, violent conduct, bring him back, send him off. Goal line tech, totally on board with it. But see, it's just actually scunnering me now, and I just think that there's something needs to happen and stop it.
Well, this is the thing, it'll be the proof will be in the pudding with, as you said, the consistency thereafter, because there's absolutely, like, 1 week it's a penalty, the week after it's no, and that's the frustrating to go back to that, is that we're all sitting here and we do know that it's not a penalty now because the comments for your refs that are putting a four of the Bobby Madden, Dermot Gallagher, all these guys, they're all saying it's never a penalty.
And what do they care? They're not involved.
Exactly. And I can't wait to hear the VAR review with Willie Collum this time, to hear the audio and all that and what they're actually looking for. Because again, it's Matthew McDermott in the VAR room. Like, he's every single time the referees are as involved in a game today with Killie as well. And it's funny because Chris Boyd brought it up in Sky Sports and said, because it was after when Big Robbie obviously gets the penalty and Stanger gets sent off and they're going to score, and Boyd said in Sky Sports the day after, he's like, basically was sort of labelling like, well, this guy, every time the referees Killie, something happens, and not to Killie's not to their benefit. And it continues to happen, and as you said, Beaton sees it in real time and doesn't get it, because the thing is, other Celtic fans are screaming for it in the goal, and I'm like, I get it, because
I get it too.
Because they see it hit his arm,
and
you're like, and that's what sums it up. So a few of my mates that are obviously big Celtic fans came into Pyramid yesterday to meet me after the game for a pint, and they were all saying, oh, I've not seen it, but Niall was screaming for it, and Niall was like, aye, 100% was. And then when the phone came out and they looked at it, all their reactions were, and you're like, that tells you everything. The one they're like, it definitely is. But they all said it wasn't. But again, it's the kind of breaks that either go for you or against you. And for us, it went against us again. And it's really, really disappointing, especially with that when we nearly executed the Kettlewell's perfect game plan
to a teammate.
to that. And it was just so disappointing in the end up. And as you said, the proof will be in the pudding with how many penalties are given circumstances.
We'll see, but I'm just totally worn out with it. I just don't think it's improved the game whatsoever. It's not solved a single problem. All it's done is change the problem, and it's like, for how expensive it is, and I keep hearing folks saying, VAR's not the problem, it's the folk running it. Well, what you meant to do? Like, that's the folk that are going to run it. It's like, but that's who's running it. So I think they need to just limit VAR. This staff checking penalties for 3 minutes. See if he's gave it, let it go. See if he's no gave it, play on. Like, every wee tiny nuance. You could do it with every bit of the game, mate. I know the one folk have talking about is it Cameron Carter-Vickers and Robbie Dees, and he's got his shirt.
He's got him in a bear hug.
He's grabbing him, he's pulling his shirt. So see if you look at that hour and hour again and slow it all down and just, I think that's a penalty. Look, he's got. But I don't want penalties for that. That's the God's honest truth. That's to Killie's detriment. I'm a Killie fan, but I don't want penalties for that. A bit of pooing in the box, who cares, man? It's not like he's got his shirt and pooed him back and he's about to heat it in. Play on, mate. Go on, mate. Hangs like yesterday, Bob was up, hits his on. It does. It's not a penalty, mate. It's not a penalty. He's no stopped the ball. It's not gone in. He's no dived and blocked it. But until everybody gets on board with that and stops being so determined and dug into their own position because it's their team that's benefited, it will never change. Everybody's got to go, we don't want this for the game that we love, man. And until that happens, it will never change. So that's what I would say. No matter what team you support, like, see if you're the beneficiary of that. Like, come out and go, brilliant, delighted to win, but it's never a penalty, is it? And so I'm going to be determined to do that, mate, because we'll get one. I no doubt about it, mate. Over the next few weeks, months, Killie will get a shocker. And we'll see when it comes, mate.
We're saying it's not.
We'll see. Should never be a penalty, by the way.
As we have time and time again and said that, you're just like, so disappointing. The replies to your personal tweet were a headache, man.
Honestly, mate, like Celtic Daz coming after me. I never even mentioned Celtic. I just go, VAR's wasting the game, thought Killie played well. Oh, you're easy pleased, mate, aren't you? Aye, 2-1, get it up, you. Dry your eyes, mate. I'm like, what? I never...
That boxer toy was at it again.
Was he coming after? No, in mine.
No, after you, just in general. His tweet came up on my socials, and I was thinking, this guy's got a vendetta against Killie.
It's just
get him on the pod, man.
I'm just bored of it, mate. I just want to be talking about the game, and I actually miss now the chat about like the shocking decision now, and I think now, like, see the cup final 2012, right? That tackle right at the end, Anthony didn't dive. Like, I think if they go back and look at that 100 times, they'll probably find a foul in it or something and get a penalty now.
Aye.
And it's like, it's not a penalty. But if you're looking for a penalty, which they guys are doing, obviously,
then you'll find that.
You'll find what they're looking for. So I'm very frustrated with that, but just bored, man. Totally scunnered with it. It would put me off.
I even thought I seen a few folk saying that there was obviously the evident Watson one for the first goal where it's our shy, undoubtedly, but a lot of folk are saying it's the same with the second one. The exact same thing happened, and that it should have been our throw in that Celtic got the Boffy and got out of the parts. Again, completely changes the complexion defending the last 30 seconds to potentially go on to win, and that comes into it. But again, I get that you can't keep bringing things back for that. But I'm even thinking with when they put themselves in the pickle, thinking, oh, that could be a penalty. Looking at it, they don't even try and build themselves out. And with I have because I've seen a few folks in it and I didn't fully agree, and I've seen it back. I have a feeling that the right back or the right winger fouls Thompson in the lead up to it. He shoves him with both hands. You're like, well, even bail yourself out then to be like, oh well, that's a foul then to cancel out the penalty or whatever.
Well, that's it, mate.
And they've no.
It's like
again,
you're saying, you go back and if I don't want that to happen.
No.
But if they're taking that long, our one wee instant like that, then it's like, well, go back again. Go back another 30 seconds. Just stop it. And it's got to be, like Kettlewell spoke, like, it's clear and obvious. If there's a black and white situation there, 100% there's a place for VAR to go. By the way, he get elbowed off the ball. You never seen it. Come here and look at this. So it was red card, right? If it's a clear and obvious error. In fact, I was actually thinking about it. How do you make it better? See if they trust the referees that much that are in that VAR room or whatever it is, the van sitting outside, like in McDonald's or something, right? Just tell them, by the way, you've missed that and it's a penalty.
Aye.
By the way, VAR's said penalty.
Aye.
Take the hang away for the ref on the park then.
Aye.
Take the hang away for the, let's have a watch at the screen and all that. I'm like, what's he doing here?
Oh, this is just putting more pressure on them, and how many times do you see them go, it has happened. I mean, at Ibrox, remember that time Dickinson went
that's right.
And stuck with his decision to our benefit. But even that day was a shambles with the VAR. Every single thing that happened that day went to VAR, and you're just like...
I think the bottom line for me is it's just no made the game any better.
Nah,
it's no helped, and it's expensive, and it takes away for the football.
The thing is that they'll just never go back on it.
No, they won't.
Especially when we're trying to hang on to the coattails of England, it's just never ever going to happen. Very disappointing. Anyway, Friday night, mate, is the big one. I think we said last week we're looking for something to lift it. Maybe this has, in a weird way, inadvertently lifted everybody. Said the exact same
everybody
thing
together.
The game, and that's exactly what we needed. It wasn't a routine Celtic win. We just needed something to galvanise us a wee bit. And the draw would have, a win would have, but even the way that we get bait, we feel hard done by, and rightly so, but it's got to have the hand. And I actually thought the crowd were brilliant yesterday.
Absolutely.
I was actually texting you and Peter about that, which is ironic considering how it was a talking point last week, wasn't it? But that's just what we wanted to get folk up and at it. And I thought the crowd were brilliant. There was a period where they were singing hello hello and the here's the back of my net we're staying up. I think this is brilliant, man. We've got to go and beat them, and unfortunately it never happened, and we're the ones with egg in their face walking out the Chadwick end and all the Celtic fans are getting filters, man. But that's what it is, man. That's what it is.
But Friday night is going to be a cracker. St Mirren are a good side this year. We're looking like we've got a bit about us again. Hopefully a big crowd in there, mate.
Do you think it will be?
I reckon we could Friday night under the lights. Hopefully at least
7K.
I was thinking maybe 6.5 in the ground. They'll bring a big posse down.
Bring in 1,500 easy.
Aye, well we've got to have at least 4.5, 5,000 in the ground. So I'm excited about that one, mate. It's the first one that's really gonna go to the juices flowing for me this season. It's a 50-50 game. You know what I mean? I'd be less confident if we were going up there, but I think at home we're a challenge for anybody. Penalties written all at mate. Win on pens, mate. Win on pens up to Hampden. Here we go.
I have a feeling we'll go the distance. Definitely no foregone conclusion either way. It's St Mirren have been excellent this season. Been excellent for 3 years, to be fair. Very, very consistent.
Very true, sadly.
I know, and I think that it'll just be. It should be a cracking game with atmosphere and folk right up for it. But it's a nervy one, but it's one of the games you want. You want a big game like that, and it's got a tie that we could really get at home, and should be good in the gate and all that as well. But I can see it going the distance.
You got to meet the Niv before it for a couple of beers?
Yes. Well, I'll not be drinking, but I'll be there.
No. Couple of Britney Spears. I'll have yours on off, pal. Right.
But I'll be there.
Excellent. So get along if you can, everybody. It's a cracker. And a real chance to get to Hampden, and it's good for business.
That's it. Very good for business. So what we're saying is controversial decisions against us are really good for business.
Aye, that's what we like.
That's what we do.
38 questions. Right, will we ask them?
Aye, wait, and I'll just quickly show the
peeps.
So
what have you got? That's mine.
Again.
How come you've got it?
Because in the back of my motor.
Oh, is it? That's how much I love it. Thanks, Joe.
It's ours actually.
Aye.
It's collectively ours. No. So the Joe Wright tap. Match worn as well, I think.
Match worn, mate.
Because it's got the William Hill stickers on
aye,
it. That. So who gifted this to you personally?
He did indeed, aye.
Because your
generosity at the Player of the Year night when I gave back the hooky tap that I won, legitimately won, and then gave back. So I chat to Joe and he was kind enough to offer us that instead. So that'll be getting framed.
And we had to because of your relationship with him.
We love Joe so much.
Aye.
And I've exchanged a few messages on Instagram with him and all that. Makes me feel very, very big.
Should make you feel big.
I feel cool, but Joe's doing great doing in Bradford. They're going brilliant and all in that league.
Man.
Big club, 25,000 at their home game on Saturday. Aye, so absolute cracker.
Doyle still there, I know. Sorry.
Right, come on, man.
More about him.
There's Wayne's watching.
More about having the Patreon.
More about having the Patreon. Doing a Patreon special in the Doyle. Explicit content. Right, Allan Evan gets in touch. Malling, hope you pair have calmed down enough after yesterday's misappropriation of points. Personally, I'm fuming. Anyway, without the lens of recency bias, I think Watson's header was one of the best headed goals I've seen in a long time. The leap, the hang, the timing and the power. Not counting the League Cup final, what are your favourite headed goals for Killie down the years? And two questions. Out of the 5 best academy products to play first team football, Boyd, Naismith, Taylor, Watson and Brannan, is Watson now pushing to be considered as good, if not better than Taylor and Naismith for his contributions? So best favourite headed goals?
Can only really on the spot there thinking of the cup final. Obviously Joe Wright was good for a few headers as discussed, but can't think of anything immediately standing
Finlay against Celtic.
Don't talk about him either.
He whose name must not be mentioned.
But that's a good one.
That was a cracker. Kevin Kyle with a couple of cracking headers.
Kevin Kyle's the best I've ever seen in
the air.
So aye.
Can he beat a good headed goal?
Aye. Except we'll try to hink of something.
Aye. Don't spring to mind immediately, but they're cracking. And what about what he says about the academy products?
Watson 100%. His output now, he scores big goals, he leads by examples. As I said, I get it, but I was calling this summer, I thought he should get the armband, to be honest. And I still stand by that. I think that he's a best asset, and I get that. You've got 11 captains in the park and all that, but there was a very
venture into that wee voice. I love it when you do it, man.
But I think that he just leads big 20-year-old, and the contributions for him already are unbelievable. And I would, as we've said time again, you've got to build the team around him. Okay, right. Let's go to the X. We'll try and race through these because there's loads of them. Chris Logan gets in touch. Chris, who loves a touch on a Sunday. You bump into him.
Quite regularly. Yeah. I'm not trying to start beef with the other pod.
Oof.
Don't know who he means. Is that Joe Rogan? Theo Vaughan.
Charlie Sheen's on Joe Rogan's pod, man.
Is he?
Aye, I was listening to something.
That's nearly as good as the next guest we've got lined up.
Okay.
Almost as controversial enough. Right, I'm not trying to start beef with the other pod, but I thought they were very negative about a few individual performances, which I thought was pish. To a man, I thought we were excellent. David Watson is a colossus. That header, he's worked right the sliding tackles, he's got everything. You never take the Killie. And asked who was getting slagged, because I've not listened to the Killie view yet. He's Polworth, Daniels, Dackers, Dom Thompson. None of them have deserved it.
Well, again, obviously, I listened to it my way up for my commute to Allan, but I didn't think they were overlash. I thought, well, Martin was pretty positive in that, and as they always are. But I think that you can sometimes. I mean, sometimes I say things on here, and I think, why did I say that? I didn't even mean to say it. So maybe it's some of that, to be fair to them. But aye, fair dues.
Killie View podcast. Speaking of which, just say proud to be Killie.
Correct.
I agree. Right, the real boy that gets in touch, I think we're maybe a bit quick to judge Big Thompson. Don't get me wrong, when he's fit, it's Brannan's jersey to lose. I want to see Brannan middle of the park, but that's for a different day. But he was tremendous yesterday. Maybe he wasn't quite up to speed and match fit when he sold the jerseys for that live ago. I think he's going to be decent.
Aye.
Would agree. Lindsay Mack, the raffle queen. Not really much to discuss, lads. I'm bored of VAR, me Tate, and Scottish refs and the old firm and their drivel. One thing I'm not bored of is my Killie team when they fight like dogs to get back into a match, bodies in the line and passion, and Davy Watson take a bow. Phenomenal. Mikey Kenmure, I see you're going viral again. P Monty 86.
Aye, that's
me.
Was that your tweet about Russell Martin?
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. We were robbed on Sunday. We never please have McDermott anywhere near a Killie game again. I'm looking forward to Friday. But is there an argument to say we've got the hardest tie of the weekend? Keep up the great work, guys. Aye, so I put a tweet out and people have latched on it. Because that's what happens in the social media world. One day the Celtic fans like me, and then yesterday they didn't like me because I put out Rangers fans are going mad, understandably. But I honestly do think if he's given enough time, Russell Martin will keep them up. Right? Just ha, it's meant to be a joke.
Aye.
Rangers fans seem to have taken it in good humour. But hundreds of Rangers fans going, no, I don't know about that, mate. And hundreds of Celtic fans retweeting it, and then yesterday they're giving me pelters.
It's just,
come on, let's all be nice.
Again,
enough division in this world.
Especially in the west coast of Scotland.
Current climate. Come on, let's love each other. Graham Johnson gets in touch. Thought we were good yesterday. Subs worked well. Wish we'd more of a go at them in the last 15 minutes. They were there to be got at. When I went out for a last minute corner, I said they would definitely score. Seen it a million times. The SFA are terrified not to give them decisions. Captain Conker, the most gorgeous squirrel in the world. When refs go for training, don't we think do we think drawing the wee invisible square to show a VAR check as part of the training?
Okay, it should be.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
There was a ref on it that couldn't date properly. And
is there?
Aye, and then I'm not going to Billy Mehmet myself again.
Nah.
But
that, did he do a triangle or something?
It wasn't as wrong as that,
right?
But it was just a strange.
It was wrong enough.
A strange square.
Strange. There's the name of the pod. A strange square. If you were to record the podcast immediately after the game, how R-rated would it be?
Well, it was funny because it was more in the fullness of time where I started.
I got more angry.
I get more annoyed at it because again I can understand why folk would be scheming for it, but it just isn't a penalty.
When did Empire biscuits become bite-sized?
We had a question about that before, didn't we?
Depends where you're getting your Empire biscuits.
I know.
Go to Nicholas Pantry.
Is that the one in the Royal Bank of Scotland?
Aye. Next to the coffee press.
Aye.
Fantastic. Coffee press also fantastic.
What do you
Big shout out to Hoodie.
Aye, that's right. It's Alistair Hood, isn't it?
I don't go anywhere.
No, but I was going to say, would the sweet at the top of your Empire biscuit or a cherry?
That is a cherry. Sweetie for me.
Aye, same.
Aye, sweetie.
Old school would be.
And I like the Empire biscuit to be, I don't like it's crunchy as you get them at Rugby Park. I like them to be slightly softer. They're almost kind of gingery. Kind of ginger nut taste.
Aye.
Not quite as gingery as that, but slight gingerness to them at Nicholas Pantry. Very, very good.
Slight gingerness to them.
Aye. Anyway. Right, David McTaggart. Well, only the footy in it. At least one day we'll definitely all die. Lovely, lovely, warm, sweet death.
Agreed, mate.
Not much I can say about that. Ali Taylor. Has Matthew McDermott managed to eclipse Stephen McLean as the most anti-Killie referee we've ever seen? He's my favourite guy on social media.
He's brilliant.
I just love the replies. There's obviously a lot going on in the world, don't I? I just log on, you just see what he's hammering these folk with. It's great.
Just firefighting
constantly. Just fighting a good fight out there, man. The Stephen McLean one. McDermott's taking the heat off him, isn't he?
Aye, definitely, aye. Well, put it this way, if you asked a Killie fan now who's rather ref your game on Saturday, Friday night, it'd be Stephen McLean every day of the week.
That says it all, doesn't it?
Twice on Sunday, man.
Greg Albert, hello mate. Do we need more or new player nicknames to avoid confusion? This season we have Thompson and Thompson, Brannan and Brandon, Watson and Watkins, and Daniels and Dackers.
Aye, too much confusion there, aren't there?
Thompson and Thompson sounds like a law firm.
Alright, well,
What?
I wasn't sure if you were going to say like Robson and Jerome.
Right. Brannan and Brandon. That sounds more like a kind of Irish whiskey.
Aye.
Watson and Watkins sounds like an ITV3 kind of crime hang for 1994. And
Watson for some reason. Was that aye? That's
well, that's Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? Is it
Holmes,
not?
isn't it?
And Daniels and Dackers. Don't know what that sounds like.
Sounds like two guys up front for Killie kind of scored goals.
Sounds like something you need to upload your ID to watch on the internet now. Gregor gets in touch. Sorry if it's too late. It's not too late. But I'm still absolutely fuming with that decision yesterday. It's an absolute disgrace that happened. And as a club, we should not just passively let it go.
Aye, with this as well. You and I have spoken about this a lot. And
It won't make any difference.
We can be a wee bit passive. I think this would be a great opportunity to go and get no great about that, but as in like, actually put pressure on that McDermott.
I think they need to unite.
Deserves it.
I think they need to go to all the clubs. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like the support has got a part to play in that, and they all need to go, all of them together, and say it's not working.
That's right, man.
But teams are too worried about themselves. That's the whole problem with Scottish football.
I'm alright, Jack.
I'm alright, Jack. Andy T gets in touch. A car wrecker. Great name. Hope you're both well this week. I'm fine. Did anyone else notice that the penalty claim VAR didn't even review at the corner was around the 86th minute? I think it was when Watkins was getting flung to the ground. Aye, there was the D's one, mate. I know. Don't know why they don't check it. Maybe they did. I don't know.
Aye, because they manhandled him.
Aye.
And it's one of them, I'm always like, if you're a bit more streetwise there or not, you just throw yourself with the ground, man.
Aye.
Puts more pressure on, man.
Torrin McKenzie, without beating the dead horse that is VAR, how can they give that when not only is it deflection but also within a yard is beyond me? From the VAR review of August, seemed that 90% of the handball decisions were dubious at best and in most cases should have been overturned. It wouldn't have bothered me if it was 30 minutes into a game at 0-0, but 90 plus minutes to give them a win is such a shambles. On the opposite side, I thought we did really well. Subs were positive, changed the game.
Aye, that's spot on. I think that exactly like, you're disappointed either way, but it's all the circumstances with it as well, because ultimately that's you go for having a point, potentially chasing
totally changes the game
to losing the game. And then just quickly before we move on, just a nod to Robbie Dees. Thought he was excellent yesterday. I thought
shaky start and all.
Shaky start on the ball because of how what we were trying to do, knocking it about the back to just go long anyway. Whereas the second half, where we went direct and had more bodies in and around Dackers, it worked. But I thought Dees was brilliant in his comments in STV were excellent. I thought you could tell he was just gutted, man, by the way he spoke, and that's somebody that's obviously ex-Celtic Youth Academy and all that, but he was very much like just saying it's never a penalty and he's sick and all that. So,
fair man. Colin Armstrong, I feel like I'm in the minority, but unlike a lot of others, I'm not seeing it with Daniels. Goals aside, his link-up play isn't great and he struggles to impose himself. Hopefully I'm wrong and he comes good. We kind of spoke about that, mate. Jamie Coops gets in touch. For me, I have to focus on the positive, which is the squad and the manager. If that performance is with several first-team players missing, we're on the right track. Nice seeing subs coming on and having a positive impact. I agree, mate. Tommy Calderwood, hi Tommy boy. I felt we were too defensive in the first half. Celtic were there for the taking. We defended well but created little. Dacker's lack of pressing or movement is starting to frustrate me and throws the whole team off. Defence was outstanding though, and shout out to Brown. Kind of touching on that kind of mixed bag with the two forwards there, man. Scott English, how good has Watkins been the last couple of games? Looks much more up for it. I'm proud of this team that were missing key players and gave Celtic a great game. Total theft in the end. With all the hysteria pre-match, Celtic were never going to be allowed to drop points. Gavin Hilson gets in touch. No question tonight, gents, but my takeaway from yesterday, corruption aside, is that there's a team there and lots to look forward to. Fair play to Kettlewell too. 8 players injured. I thought we showed up really well. We had a bit more belief we could have won it. And Dale Steele gets in touch. How good did David Watson look yesterday? Best performance in a Killie shirt. I totally agree. Taylor Day. I love Taylor, man. Very disappointed at the end because of Beaton's pathetic VAR actions. Never a penalty. Feel sorry for Kiltie. At least Killie did play well in the first half. Great defending. And time to look forward to Friday and let's see if we can bounce back against the Paisley Pandas.
Well said, my man. I agree with all of that, my man.
Galak. Okay, hard for me to admit this, but it's time to put some respect on Kettlewell's name. Whilst never looking spectacular, we're hard to beat and carry a threat, and I think that ending could fuel us for Friday.
Well, that's what I was kind of alluding to as well. I think that's exactly what we needed to try and galvanise us and give us a wee bit of edge.
Absolutely, man. RJ1869, I don't want the poor officiating to overshadow the team's performance. Particular Brown, Watson and Thompson were brilliant, and the subs brought energy. If we can carry that into Friday night, I think we could see something click and have a brilliant game to watch. Hope so. Kyle Anderson, I thought we were good in spells yesterday and deserved at least a point. What I will say, fair play to Kettlewell, changed the shape, made the subs after going behind because it wasn't working, and after that we went for it, getting back to one each. In previous years I don't think that happens. I didn't think that was the case yesterday. We didn't just settle for the point. With Kennedy, Tiffany, Lyons, Brandon, Brannan, McGuinness and Lowry all out injured, I think we have a decent squad, and 3-4 of the injured players would be my starting team most weeks. I do think we'll be fine this season. I think we'll finish 6th or 7th, and hopefully a similar performance on Friday and a Hampden trip to look forward to.
I think that's a good point.
Great point, mate.
Going through all the injuries, because I was starting to feel confident, and then I heard the news that Lyons, Brannan and Brandon were all going to be missing. You're just like, oh, come on, that's 3, you're starting 11. But the way we still went, approached the game, and really should have got a point out, it tells you a lot.
Matt gets in touch. I've got nothing about the game that won't already be covered. So my question is, should the clothing items in the Killie shop be individually priced or have a price list available in store? £60 for a youth zippy top is mental, but you don't even know it until you're at the till.
So there's allegedly issues with the price gun there. Kind of like that puts the prices on.
Right.
That's
we're not ready to invest in a new price gun. No, I mean I know times are tight at the club. Do you know what? I'll buy them one. That's my contribution.
You would like to think
fucking
so,
hell.
because that's been that's a couple of years in the making, I think. So I think the prices and items in the shop is a big talking point. And it has been. So that's shite if you're going up to the counter and
it's never a good sign in a shop when they've not got the prices on things. Some of these shops like that, flannels and all that up in Glasgow, man.
What are you doing in flannels?
Just looking for stuff for Taylor, obviously. Yeah, I wear Johnny Marr t-shirts, man.
Man. It's like I've gone up to places and that, like I said, like the odd kind of pub abroad has had that kind of vibe to it, and they just make things up as they go.
Aye.
And it was like when we were going to Belgrade for Killie's European trip that never happened, and we had a stop off in Memmingen, which is a place in Germany. A lovely place, by the way.
Right.
Really nice. Then went to some place, man, bounced into like 15 Killie fans. Guy was like, what's going on? It's like a Tuesday night. But he had no idea. And then, what time you open till, mate? And he was just like,
I don't know.
Just wait as long as you want. So we did.
Aye, bit of that going on. Right, we need to try and source the Killie shop a new price gun. Gunnar Vance, Mr. Handsome. Alright, lads, did you manage to eat your dinner after the game without getting heartburn? Kettlewell really impressed me on Sunday. Bold, staying with the 3 strikers at 1 each. My one gripe would be make the subs a bit earlier. Friday is even more massive now. Time for a rally cry. Yes, absolutely, mate. Let's get everybody down there and make it a night to remember, man. Scott Garrick says, should the club be making an official request for McDermott not to be involved in any other games moving forward, even just to make the point?
I would actually just make the point, because it's beyond a joke now.
Samo in a similar vein.
Samo was in that pub in Memmingen.
Oh, was he?
Aye.
How much was it for a pint, Samo? What time did you go home, Samo? Is it time for a Matthew McDermott naughty list similar to the old MG one in the Killie forums? In all seriousness, is it time for the Killie board to put in an official letter of concern about him? I'm not sure that it's cheating, just totally not fit for purpose.
Somebody done well in the thread and collate it or the stuff that's happened.
The errors.
So we'll maybe try and get that out there.
Be a long thread. Alan Bowie, how good was David Watson's bullet header?
Unbelievable, mate.
Very good. Kevin KTID, hello mate. Should we raise a petition to get Matt McDermott removed from the SFA list? He had to make apologies last season more than once because of him. I'm sure we get support from other teams.
Mad dog McDermott, man.
Seems to be a popular opinion, that one. Brian Gibson, I thought Thompson and Brown had great games getting properly stuck in. Hopefully it creates a dilemma when Brannan and Brandon are fit again. Aye, good point. Alessandro Boscanero, who is definitely not Italian. Not really much to say, just shite, isn't it, when the graph gets overshadowed by the ref. Onwards and upwards for the cup. Lindsay Wilson, hi Lindsay. No question as where would you begin after yesterday. I just wanted to say, aren't we all glad that we support a club like Killie? Our performance yesterday was something to be proud of. A fully fit squad would have taken them.
Love that. Love that.
That's what we need in the world. Love it. Scott Allison, one serious question and one not so serious. Why do we have so many players out injured?
I actually we're starting to get a bit concerned with injuries, which this is a good time to quickly deviate to that story. Remember the big public meeting about MJ back in 10 years ago?
Aye, that's right. Aye.
You need to stare at.
Well, loads of you have been at this. There was a big. Was this the one at the Grand Hall? And it was. I think it was Graham Spears that was cheering it and all that. Was that one?
It was an air one, but
there was meetings all the time at that point, if you remember. But the Grand Hall was absolutely packed. Was that not the one where there was like rumours there was an investor in there?
No, there was a guy up the back and then asked like some kind of smarmy question.
Aye.
You know, what kind of price would the club be looking for?
Aye.
And then fuck he's going to buy. He's like, can we ask you a potential investor? And he's like, just a supporter of the football club.
Oh, aye. Why was that?
The guy had his absolutely.
But it was one of the very many kind of town halls with Michael Johnson, and everybody's firing questions about the finances and worrying about the club's going to go bust, and well, no doing this and this cut back, and worrying about the youth team, and then an older guy got up and asked him, why are so many players injured, man? What's going on with the training?
It's like, strictly here to speak about off-field matters.
Finances only. So maybe there is a factor there, Scott. I don't know, man. And did Mayo have to change his boxers at half time following Big Max going mental at him after that poor pass back?
Oh, he was going.
He did not look happy at all.
No.
But so maybe did have to change his shitey boxers. Is DD a dud or a dynamo? I sense he can score goals, but it doesn't have a huge impact. That's from Matt Mills. I've already spoke about that, Matt.
Aye.
I think it's a good point and one to keep an eye on. Tommy Calderwood also asked, should we just bring back the old, was it intentional handball? Because this is nonsense and ruining the game.
Aye, but again, what's intentional? Well, I mean, unless it's on the line.
Well, I heard Stephen Craigan talking, who spoke quite well on BBC Scotland after the game, talking about this. He didn't think it was a penalty and stuff.
Craigs.
And he basically just said, well, why do we not just put it down to, if the ball hits your arm or hand in the box, it's a penalty. Doesn't matter if it's bounced, doesn't matter if you've striked it, and then you go, and that's it, black and white. And then they're saying, but 5 penalties a game. And he's like, but at least you know the rule. Aye. And then players can try and get out of the way a bit better or whatever. So it's got to be something like that, I think. But anyway, and the last question, probably the best question, it comes from Paul McGrath. Although you got one for Stevie.
It's just a statement.
All right. Paul McGrath says, I want Marco Sanfriani to be in charge of transfers. Right, the great Marco Sanfriani. I walked into his shop to get a specific whiskey, and then I left with one twice the price and 3 cigars, and I don't even smoke. I succumbed to the groovy voodoo.
He's something else, isn't he, man?
He is an absolute treasure. Yeah, man, Marco.
That was an Edgar tweet for you years ago, wasn't it?
Aye, if
this isn't the last thing you see before you get the train to Glasgow, then you're not even for Killie or something like that. It was just a picture of me.
Just the Sanfriani thing.
No, just a picture of him.
Was it just him? I thought it was outside the shop. Oh, I'm a genius, man. Good stuff. Right, you get one more for us?
No, just Stevie Donachie, obviously, friend of the pod.
Our man in Amsterdam.
Out in Amsterdam. I'm not on X, so Facebook it is. Not really a question for the pod, more an observation/comment. When Kettlewell was appointed, it was a seething mess. Cal can confirm this. I can confirm that.
Right.
Which I was.
No, you were delighted.
I know, mate. I know. But he slowly won me over, especially the way he talks about Killie and always mentions the fans. Again, such a cheap thing that McInnes would never do. So refreshing after the Rat's tenure. The Rat of Midlothian is what Stevie McDougall wants to refer them to all the time. So that's simple as that. I've also been impressed by substitutions. It would appear the entire squad is bought into what he's trying to do. Probably my favourite kit since the 90s. Roll on Friday for our first victory.
What a man. And he's no joking either. Right, okay. What now?
Oh, aye. Food banks.
All roads lead to Killie?
All roads lead to Killie.
Or do the rant?
Oh, well, aye, the rant of the week first, aye.
Rant of the week comes.
You caught me off guard there, that's what I thought we were going straight on to.
Okay, right, you ready? It's Allan's rant of the week. Gripe of the week. Right, where do I start? I wasn't going to do this, but I've had to. When is VAR, the virtual arsehole referee, going to work properly? In other words, especially against the mighty Killie. On Sunday, we had a Stonewaller against us, and I mean someone who doesn't build walls. Stonewaller. They never even bother looking at it. When is a pen not a pen? The ball comes down all the way to your arm and it's a pen. What a joke. Get some decent referees, not brother beaten or a wee leprechaun like McDermott. This is supposed to help us. How can your big Toby offside or even your nose God help us? Celtic should have gone down to 10 men, but no, it's Killie. Stuff them. We don't want to upset the green vegetables. I'm sick and tired of VAR getting it in the bin. Right, I'm taking a break until the 6th of October when I'll do a special one, but who knows where I'll be. So we're getting a break. So Alan, yeah. I don't think anybody will disagree with your gripe this week, mate. It was very upsetting.
Well said, mate. Well said. So move on to all roads lead to Killie. Just before that, a couple of announcements. I hadn't over the money that Baz had raised for the merch stalls, which was I think £550.
Bravo.
So again, a wee nod to nightdesign.uk, which is obviously Baz's t-shirts, which are the merch was, but there's tons of stuff on there.
I've got a very cool Expo one. I'll maybe wear it one week.
Oh, have you?
Aye, really smart.
There you go. So again, a big thanks to Baz for that. In addition to that, I said I'd give the 10 Ball Boys a shout out.
Aye, of
they
course.
Went had a wee charity game and raised £350 for the food banks and hand to earn Sunday. So
legends, mate.
Unbelievable, as we've said time and time again.
I seen Nick Davis posting photos. He actually looked like a pro player in his photos because he's in such good physical condition.
He is, man. He looks apart. He scored I watched the highlights and I think he scores the first goal header. Just somebody absolutely launches a throw into the box and just goes puts that in, man. So aye, great boys, obviously.
Yeah, great guys.
Martin Watt, the guy that runs it, and Adam Craig as well. So, great guys. So I will kick on to the
Well done, lads.
All roads lead to Killie.
Yeah.
Player number 1. There's actually a theme here, but
Right.
we'll explain after. We'll see if you can tell what the theme is.
Okay.
Player number 1, Blackburn, Darlington on loan, Cheltenham on loan, Inverness, Ross County on loan, Kilmarnock. It's a horrible
journey, that, innit?
Aye. And then Fairs went to St Johnstone on loan, and then went to Stenhousemuir, Musselburgh Athletic, Ormiston, and Haddington Athletic.
I do feel like I know who that is.
Inverness to Killie is the kind of...
Inverness to Killie.
Aye. It's probably up there with one of the best minging signings we've ever made.
Aye. What kind of era?
So, right at the dull Jeffries days, man. We signed him during an injury crisis.
Right.
08-09.
08-09.
He's a midfielder. Wide. One day I left that bit.
Aye. Oh God, I'm struggling.
It's a tough one.
Aye.
I don't think many folk will get this.
One day I left that signed for Inverness.
I was kind of been ironic with the one day I left.
Oh, right.
Because he's left at it.
I think I might actually need to tap it.
Aye.
I can't think.
Can't think at all. Allan Morgan.
Allan Morgan. Wow.
Aye. Some folk that don't even...
No, that's that alone. Plenty of folk being like, that's no help me anyway.
Aye, so... Aye, played 3 games for Killie, so aye.
He flash his photo up there, they do. Flash his passport, folks don't want to know.
So, next player. Queen's Park, Partick Thistle, Queen's Park again, Hibs, then Killie. And then after us, Stranraer, Ayr United, Peterhead, Albion Rovers. So, Hibs to Killie, kind of...
Paul Kearney?
Yes, well done. Spot on. Correct.
Thanks, man.
It's a great shout.
How many games did he play?
16 or something
16.
like that.
16 too many? Nah, it's fine.
See, I guess he was actually an alright
Aye, look,
beforehand,
aye.
But he was so overweight, Killie.
It didn't work.
He had the Jim Patterson syndrome, man. So, unfortunately, that. And then the last player, Wolves, Dunfermline on loan, Raith Rovers, Ross County, which I thought was a loan deal, but according to us, no. Then back to Raith Rovers, then Killie.
The one and only Danny Armstrong.
I thought I would.
Super Danny Armstrong, who actually thought about maybe suggesting for a deep dive on the Patreon.
Aye, because
we
of
could do that because
thunder and that, but
that's him gone. But just the £2 this week then.
Aye,
thanks to Alan Morgan. If Alan's watching, maybe you could get in touch with the extra £1, mate.
Should, man.
I think you always.
Should. But aye, so well done for that. And the theme was they were all left-footed wide men.
There you go, mate.
Aye.
What a theme.
Again.
Don't get talking about left wing here.
Nah.
It's not the time. It's not the political climate.
No this week, man.
No this week.
No this week.
Right, okay. Nothing much else to say except thanks for listening. Appreciate all the support. Thanks for all the questions. Get along on Friday night. Friday night's the big one.
That is a huge one.
It's going to be exciting. So I thank you for your company, son.
Thank you.
And let's get together and bin this far. That's what I'm leaving it on.
Aye, petition starts
Petition.
here.
At least to change it.
Marching down King Street again.
All of us together.
Aye.
All of us in Scottish football. Right, okay, everybody. Thanks very much for listening. We'll be back again next week. Hopefully we have a trip to Hampden. I look forward to. Have a lovely week, everybody. We'll see you later.